We are on a journey, showcasing the rich biodiversity we have been cherishing over the millenniums. The colorful world of birds and wildlife. Earth as magnificent as the mountains and streams make up these thriving forests. Yet we have failed to protect them, blindly climbing the ladder of non-sustainable development. Our story begins here in the forests around Nainital in the Himalayan region of Uttarakhand. This region has about 300 species of birds on record alongside wildlife. Suitable elevation and pleasant weather throughout the year has made these forests a favorable habitat for a varied species of birds, including several migratory and a variety of resident birds. The beginning of summers is the most preferred time of the year for mating. This arises a need for nesting in the months to follow. Birds use different types of nest with a distinct architecture to best suit their needs. This one likes to hang up by the branches. Fondly known as the helmet bird, long-tailed broadbill builds a dangling pear-shaped nest that hangs by the branches. Turquoise blue tail, they wag incessantly and are brightly visible even from distances. A few are born without or might have lost one, which they still try to wag as an inherent characteristic feature. It is not an easy task picking up the right materials for nesting, especially when there are so many options. Dry leaves, pine needles, and tiny sticks. This tailless broadbill is no less a champ. To begin with, slender branches of a tree are tied together to put down a foundation for the nest. Both the genders actively participate in the process of nest building. Once the basic structure is built, she wants to make sure of having a reasonable space for eggs, which indeed is the primary concern for nesting. Another round of auditing further reveals a few more shortcomings. Ultimately, the broad bill seems to be pretty content with the architecture. Perhaps cross-checking is a necessity before the final laying of eggs. Now that the construction is complete, the nest needs safeguarding against the intruders. The forest becomes warm and welcoming during summers, with numerous nests within. Livestock and modern lifestyles are becoming a threat to these new homes due to excessive deforestation. Comfort and convenience make younger trees an easy target. The intrusion of humans into the forest has left these innocent lives with no choice but to abandon their homes. With all the commotion and disturbance being caused, will this place remain hospitable to birds? Remains a question. Having said that, life in these forests is no less active. Varied forms of life are active during different hours of the day. As the sun goes down, it's time the nocturnals arise. A good day begins with a good breakfast. So the hunt begins. And the young pheasants make a substantial dose of energy. Spot-bellied eagle owls, similar to others of their kind, have a routine of sleeping or staying inactive during the day. This is sometimes hampered because of particular circumstances. Having a juvenile to take care of is one of them. A new world, a new life brings out the curiosity in the juvenile to explore and learn things just like any other newborn. After a tiring session, trees and breeze sing him a lullaby. Looks like even the sleep doesn't come easy in the wild because of these red flies. The only way to get rid of such flies is for these birds to preen themselves quite regularly. Since the nest is not forever and now out of his comfort zone, he wants to reach out for his parents above the canopy. Fear of the unexplored path makes it hard for the chick to venture out of his usual surroundings. He dares to jump. When one is resolute to reach the goal, it doesn't matter how hard the path is. His incapacity to fly makes it tougher to scale the upward trail against the gravity. Every effort cannot fetch the desired result. The parent owls decide to stay back and watch. This pushes the chick to learn to tackle the obstacles on his own. Failure indeed is the stepping stone to success, but only when one is determined enough not to give up. As the saying goes, experience is the best teacher. The smart one is more careful and cautious now. Exercising his every step with more attention, he realizes that slow and steady wins the race, hence not rushing but taking matters easy. After all these efforts, he deserves a fruitful reward, which is why his neighbors await to welcome him on board. Owls are less preferred as neighbors and are often pestered. One reason for such a dislike is having juveniles who are vulnerable to becoming their prey. Responsibility as a parent doesn't end with the feeding alone, rather extends to the safety of the chicks too. All of which can come to an end after a certain period. The juveniles will have to start living on their own.